Have you ever wondered what is one thing you could do so that you would become fluent in English faster? Today, I want to tell you one thing that you could do to make it faster to learn English. Welcome to English Coach 3Ts. If we haven't met, my name is Tanya. I am the creator of our She Speaks Fluency program, a certified teacher, and a certified coach, which just means that I can teach you English and I can help you figure out why what you're doing is not working. So I'm here with my dog, Espy, today. You can see the top of her head. I'm from the United States and I live here in Southern California. And today I'm going to make this short and sweet. This is a phrase that we use to make something short and sweet. To make something short and sweet just means it's going to be quick and right to the point. And the reason is that I have more information to share with you about this if this is something that's important to you. So, the one thing that you can do to make your fluency come faster is to stop doing things that are boring. And I want to know what your questions are. I know we've got some folks here live with me today. I know that you might be watching me live. So tell me your questions, and I'm going to answer the number one question I get when I tell this particular thing to students. And the number one question is, well, if it's never boring, how you have to do some things that are difficult, some things that are boring to learn. Now, I'm not going to disagree with that, but what I will say is it should be interesting and fun and not boring most of the time. Will there be times when you need to do something that isn't fun, like a party? Yay! Probably. But it can at least be interesting. And part of that could be finding the things that are interesting. So, this is the second question I get. How do I do that? How do I do that? I don't like learning English, or maybe I like learning English, but there are parts that I don't like about it. I don't like studying grammar. It's boring for me. Then stop studying grammar. I'll put a video about that below and how to do that, because you do not need to study boring grammar to become fluent. Do you need to use grammar? Yes, but there are other ways to do it. So if you're here with me live today, which I see several of you are, let me know what your questions are and where are you from? Where are you listening from? Is this your first time in a live YouTube class with me? I'd like to know a little bit more about you. I don't see any of our regulars yet. We have some folks. Oh, Rita, hello, Rita, good to see you. We have some folks that come regularly, and so it's always good to see people who come regularly. Okay, so one of the things you can do to make it less boring is to find things that you're interested in to read and to write about and to listen to. Now, if you don't know about what I teach about comprehensible input, you need to know that and why this one thing will help you a lot to make things less boring and learn vocabulary and grammar. So I'm going to put a couple of videos that I've made about comprehensible input below as well, so that you can find out more information about that. Another thing is, when you're making examples, say you're learning some vocabulary and you're making some examples, don't just make examples about something you can't even relate to, that has nothing to do with you, your life, or the people you care about. Make your examples personal to you. You've heard me talk about this if you've been around for a while. I bet. Hi, Rennie. I bet Rennie has heard me say this. I bet that Rita, who's here, has heard me say this. If you've heard me say this before, then I'm not going to say a lot about it, but I have a lot more videos about it here. Another thing to remember is you are learning English right now. So, listening to me, if you can understand most of what I'm saying, you're learning right now and you're working on your fluency right now. Okay, so another very important thing to keep your learning interesting and not boring is to find things, videos, YouTube channels, podcasts, books before you need them so that you always have things that you're interested in to use. And you do not need to use workbooks. If it's interesting, yes, go ahead and use those workbooks. But find things that are interesting to you. Find people who are interesting to you to talk to. SB wanted to say something right there. All right. Now, my fourth thing to tell you today is to ask other teachers and other students to give you ideas. If you come to my live classes once a week, I'm here on Monday mornings at 9:30 Los Angeles, California time, then you can ask people questions in the chat. Do you know of an interesting podcast? Maybe you'll find something different. In my Spanish learning journey, many of you know that I'm learning Spanish as a second language. I am always looking for new things and asking my teacher, my tutor, other students that are learning Spanish, do you know of another podcast? Have you read a good book in Spanish? For you, it would be English. And get on and talk to people. I belong to an English learning community, a little bit like my She Speaks program, where I can ask people questions when I go to the conversations and also on the platform. They use, I think, Discord. We use Slack, but I can ask people questions, and this is a huge resource that will be helpful for you. Okay, I want to see if you have any questions, and then I want to tell you one more thing. English Boost says, absolutely, you're right. I've been learning for English for 1 year, and through this intriguing experience, great words, I've learned a lot. And one of the most crucial things or important things is to fall in love with the process. That is a great way to say it. Natalia says, where can I get a dictionary to study? Natalia, I recommend English to English dictionary, especially if you are intermediate. You want an English to English dictionary. And the two that I recommend are Merriam-Webster. I'm going to put it in the chat here. Merriam-Webster is one of the dictionaries, and the Cambridge dictionaries. These are great dictionaries for students. And so those would be really helpful for you. And I don't know if you like using a dictionary, but I do. I love it. And so I sometimes read my Spanish dictionary. I know that's kind of a nerdy thing, meaning yeah, a nerdy, geeky thing, kind of strange, but it's something that I love to do. So I do it. And this is what you need to find out. What you love to do is probably different than other people and what they love to do. And the old way we were taught to learn is the teacher knows everything and tells you what to do. Now I was going to say there's nothing wrong with that. It was something we did at the time. It's all that we knew. It can be very helpful, but we need to know what each individual student needs. You need to know what you need, what you like, what you want. Okay, so I know we went quickly today. I said it's going to be short. I said short and sweet today. This is our new phrase for today. If you'd like to try it, you can make something short and sweet, means just make it, instead of a half an hour, 10 minutes, instead of an hour, 15 minutes, whatever it is. And this can be a good thing. So if you have any more questions, oh, and I do have one more tip for you. If you have any more questions, put them in the chat or in the comments, and I will be getting to those today throughout the day. And I do see some of our regulars here. Hello, Adriano, Ida. There's so many great people here today. Thank you for joining me live. And if you want to know a little bit more about why you're having difficulty becoming fluent, I want you to watch the next video. Why is English learning so hard for me? I've already put it in the description for you. I'm going to talk a little bit about making it so that it's not boring, but I'm also going to give you some other tips there. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in class soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.